All right, so I'm gonna start with Genesis here. All right, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Okay, so in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and it was saying that the earth was without form and void. All right, also spiritually, okay, at the same time, man was formed of the dust of the earth. So when God first looked at this earth, okay, it was desolate. All right, there was nothing living here. All right, just dirt, waters. Okay, um, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Okay, so pertaining to the light of a man is the life of a man, which correlates with the heart. All right. And when you got knowledge, when you got wisdom and knowledge and what have you, what does that do? That shuns the darkness, that shuns ignorance. So good sense and good reason and good wisdom, okay, correlates with the life of a man. Individuals who are walking around without that, um, then they would be considered dead, living dead. You know what I'm saying? As with the verse where Christ said, "Let the dead bury their dead." All right, these individuals are walking around without, you know, any type of, moral compass, ethics, or what have you. And this world is like a jungle. You know what I'm saying? So they're living more in terms of their flesh, which is carnal and bestial. All right, because the beast is the flesh. All connotations of the beast correlates with the flesh. All right, and the flesh left to its own devices and what have you, everything can be justified, which would be considerably evil and wicked. This would also be conclusive more so with ignorance, and ignorance being evil also. All right, correlates with the darkness. So when he created the heavens and he put the light in the heavens, this correlates with also, your mind, your psychology, your heart, your life. Okay. Um, and and God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Okay, the light pertaining to wisdom, what have you, and things being called into existence. Okay, the light also correlates with things that have been made. The daytime correlates with things that have been made, even from a physical carnal man to a spiritual man, connotates the renewal of a believer's mind, okay, where all things become new. All right. Um, so this would be a made man, so to speak, a man that was created by God, because it wasn't until like when God blew into Adam's nostrils, then he became a living soul. It did not say that Adam didn't have a soul. It just, he wasn't conscious. He didn't really have a type of awareness about himself. All right. So when he breathed into Adam, which the word breath means able, okay, when he breathed into Adam, okay, Adam became a living soul. So this is correlation with becoming conscious or light. All right. Um, and the night represents things that have not been made, or things that are in a process of becoming made. One of the two. All right. Pertaining to the psychology is the closest I can get to it. Really, it's the spirit, but for means of this video, we'll say the psychology of a man. Ordering one's thoughts. This is like the creation in Genesis. Um, and God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. So the firmament here reminds me of abundance. Okay, large bodies of water reminds me of abundance and wellness pertaining to an individual. All right. Also, and I'm just showing you, we're going over the creation, okay, of the earth, the heavens and the earth, but we're also correlating the heavens and the earth pertaining to a man. Take, for instance, we're made of the dust. So our flesh is of the earth. Okay. All right. The heavens correlate with our mind, our psyche, or our soul, the incorporeal parts of a being. Okay. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. So if you're of earth or carbonite, you are of a feminine principle. Okay, as the earth is of a feminine principle as a celestial body. If you're made out of bones, blood, and flesh, which are corporal parts, these things are not of the spirit. Okay, so you could say your flesh is correlated with the dry land that we call earth. Okay. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. As in with men, the seed is within men. In order to grow a tree, a family tree or whatever, you have to plant the seed. The seed, the chariot of a young lady pertaining to our parts. These are the lowly ways or the knowledge of men. This is what we call Jacob, an archetype of Jacob, to progenate and have physical birth. Okay. But, immaculate conception is the conception of thoughts, epiphanies, wisdom that comes down from heaven. You know what I'm saying? This represents good seed in the soil of your mind from God. Okay. So I want to bring forth how one's way of raising their children correlates with their psychology and their mind and their government of their own mind. Okay. Their government of oneself, how that would correlate with raising children, and how raising children would correlate with society. Okay. So herb yielding seed, okay, means your thoughts and what have you in your mind is good, is together. It produces fruit. Okay. If you have a good idea, you might be able to produce something, okay, that can generate something else. You know what I'm saying? So this is the herb yielding seed, okay, that God has created within the soil of our mind and what have you. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself. Okay, the tree yielding fruit where the seed was in itself. My semen. You know what I'm saying? Within me, I have a family tree. I have a tribe and what have you. If I was to get with a young lady and we had offspring, okay, would that offspring, okay, would more than likely have the same type of seed that I would have in my mind, meaning a godly seed pertaining to the ways of the Most High, pertaining to the commandments, pertaining to the law of peace and following Christ, because that's how I would raise that seed. But the herb yielding seed is within itself. Remember, the flesh is carbonite, being of dry land, earth, and the seed within this tree, okay, is within the being, okay. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made stars also. All right. And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth. So to see how that reflects is You know what I'm saying? The greater light to rule the day. The pride of a lion is his mane. The pride of a man is his offspring, his children, and his glory is his lady. You know what I'm saying? Because his lady is his covering. All of this is correlative in scripture and what have you. By God being a God of order, all right, and man being made after God's image. This is not the difference between males and females, but human beings, okay, of the first archetype of creation being made after God's image. You see, he wanted the men to rule the family. In other words, look out for their protection and what have you. It is more of a role, not a hierarchy. All right. That's what men are supposed to do: provide and protect for their family. And so that light is to rule the day and to guide and lead the youth, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, so that the nighttime with the moon correlates with the feminine principle because it's fickle and it doesn't move on an exact cycle. Pertaining to women in times of months, and the whore of Babylon, decked in scarlet, individuals getting together under different pretenses, under different reasons other than to progenate and make seed, but to have pleasure. You see what I'm saying? This correlates with the whore of Babylon. So each day when a woman in her cycle, when she purges or has her period, this is considered as a marker of death since the fall of man in the garden. But here, the moon is relative not only to mankind in order of operation of God, but also women who would be a helpmeet for the men. Okay, and they would rule the night. Okay, because like I said, the moon is more gathered with being whimsical, and women tend to be more so in general on the emotional aspect of things than a man is, which would pertain more to logic and what have you in most cases. Okay. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Okay, light upon the earth correlating with life, children, progeny, offspring, what have you. And to rule the day and the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. To pass down knowledge and wisdoms to your offspring and children and what have you, so forth, in which God creates, in correlation with the body, the incorporeal portions of an individual. All right. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and the fowl that may fly above the air, open firmament of heaven. So this is as of above, so below. You got the fish of the sea, and you have the birds of the air, and these represent good things pertaining to the Bible. As you know, fish is representative of good things, also a pupil and a student, and birds connotating the freedom and liberty in Christ and the good gospel that would come unto men. All right. And God created whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Okay. Whales and creatures of the sea could represent connotations of men being deep in thought, okay, wisdoms and what have you, are representational of the well, and the well is representational of good things as well. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, and the creeping thing and the beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. Everything after his kind, such as right here when it says, the herb let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. Meaning, if you grow an apple tree, you're going to get apples. Period. You understand what I'm saying? So here, when we bring it back over here, you know, And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. All right. So that's how it was. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. The beasts also correlate with the affections of a man pertaining to his youth, us being mammalian and what have you, caring for our youth, pertaining to those 9 months, and then also leading the youth to go in the way and what have you. The mammals, that's more of a mammalian trait. Okay. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. After the image of God was man created, to be conscious. All right. To be aware of his life and to be aware of the source. All right. In the image of God created he him. This would create a sound mind. Okay. Male and female, he created them. So Adam is both males and females. It tells you right here that the man, and the word man connotates with Adam, which is ruddy or blood filled, as in all humans are filled with bones and blood. And God blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air. This is dominion over your mind and your affections and how you feel and what have you. Having a sound mind. This is how it's bringing all together the conscious man from the internal to the external, in correlation with the existentialism of how earth was created and how earth was created, and it connotates with the creation of man and the incorporeal parts in Genesis. All right. And over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Okay. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit tree yielding fruit. To you it shall be for meat. So they were vegetarians. The animals and human beings were vegetarians. The herb of the field was good enough. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw that everything he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Okay? So, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Okay? I want to get into this. Jumping down, Genesis 2, verse 4. These are the generations of heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. So he connotates that he created the earth and the heavens. And we know the heavens, we got the first heaven, which is the sky. And we got the second heaven, which is outer space. We got the third heaven, which is like the heaven, right? So when he talks about the heavens, you know what I'm saying, and there being generations of the heavens, generally we don't think of fowl of the air to have generations or what have you as a species. He's saying there's a human race, and there are other races outside the human race that exist in the heavens. All right. These are spirits. All right. So that's what I wanted to get into there. Just a little tidbit to let you know that there are other spirits. When people talk about like gray aliens or Dracos or mantis, there are other spirits as well. Okay. That exist in the heavens, that look down or look upon the earth and what have you, that are in the outer space. So we don't need to ask if there's aliens, because it's right there in Genesis, if you want to call them that. But really, it's more connotative to spirits. Okay, that don't go down the alien leg like I did. They are spirits. Okay, and I want to jump over here to Genesis chapter 4, verse 19. Okay, these are just tidbits here. And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of one was Ada, the other Zillah. And Ada bare Jabal, and he was the father such as dwell in tents, and of such have cattle. See what type. Now, when you say Jabal, we're talking about a tribe of beings. We're talking about a sons that progenited with other daughters of men. All right, or daughters that progenited with other men. Okay, and this tribe was called Jabal, and they dwell in tents and have cattle. Okay, this is a type of people, and his brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of such as handle the harp and organ. Okay, he taught kids in the way. It's showing you here with the tree, herb yielding tree or fruit of it after its kind. He's leading him in the way to build harps or play with harps and things of this nature, right? And Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, and the instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. All right. So, when we get into these masteries in certain fields, then we get into master masons or masons that have old knowledge from old world that has led down through generations of time to specialize in certain things. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just want to get into this is the pathology. This is the early times of masonry and what have you. Here is right here in Genesis. It's in the Bible. The Bible talks about everything. All right, but this was just about Genesis and the forming of the incorporeal part with the corporeal part of man and how it correlates with the earth and the spirit. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out.